Yeah, I think we're going to share with my colleagues here, but maybe I should start a bit with the operators in terms of if you feel there's a question you need to respond to first. I don't know whether Mugo, PD, and Nicholas.
Thank you, DG, and good morning. My name is Nicholas Mulila. I'm the Chief of Risk Management and Security at Safaricom. Happy to be here. I just want to take two questions, the one around photos and the other one on whether this exercise is free. So in terms of photos, at Safaricom we've been taking photos, and the reason has been basically to enhance the security of the resources and data of our customers. What we've seen in the past is that there's been quite a number of instances of impersonation and basically M-Pesa fraud driven by stolen identity, and we thought it's a good way to continue to make our customers safe and secure and their data private, and that is what informed that. And of course it's part of some of those controls that we want to continue to implement to just ensure that your resources are safe, your identity is safe, and at all times whenever you interact with any of our services, then you are safe. So it was a good innovation from our end, and it's something that probably we thought would make our customers much more safer than they are today. The second element is on the exercise itself. I want to say it is free in capital letters, and we do have over 200,000 M-Pesa agents where you can actually, verify the registration. Secondly, we also have about 500, specific areas that you can go to. We are even, going to churches and institutions just to make sure that we do this verification, and therefore it is free. We do know that there are customers who have been called by fraudsters and told that, look, we are doing this exercise if and they're looking for facilitation, and I just want to advise customers to just say no. Let's use the official channels, which is basically our online channels, which is over 200,000 M-Pesa agents that we have out there, and then the other 500 specific areas where we can do verification. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick. Any other person? Mugo?
Thank you, DG and colleagues. Good afternoon, everybody. Really, I think you're not going to have very different responses from the operators. First and foremost, to echo what Nicholas has said, the exercise is free. Nobody should be charging any particular subscriber for undertaking this validation exercise. And just to confirm that it's a mandatory exercise in the fact that every subscriber must be fully registered. But the fact of the matter is that a number of subscribers, significant number of subscribers are already registered, and hence the star 106 hash code, in which in the case of Telcom, definitely if you do dial star 106 hash and it indicates that you're fully registered, then there's no further action required from you. However, all subscribers need to be fully registered. And finally, in the case of Telcom, we've been adhering to the requirements of the law, to the letter of the law, and have not been asking for photographs, but just for photo ID. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. I think most of the points are already covered by my colleagues. Just want to reiterate, there is no charge. Secondly, it's only the photo of the ID what you have to provide. Third, if star 106 hash, if you go to Airtel star 106 hash, you will get some different options, and there if you see that you are already registered, that means we don't need any further information from you. You don't have to go and present anything else. We also have almost 50,000 agents and outlets where one can go, in addition to around 1,300 of our franchisee shops. So any shop you can go and walk in and get yourself verified. we are looking at only validation of your document, that too of the ID. And so nothing but the photo of the ID is to be taken, and that too also electronically. You don't have to submit a photo. So please make sure that if someone is asking something else, please report to us and refuse to give. If someone says the money, some charges are to be given, all those things are not to be not to entertain. Please let us know. Also for us, when you verify, you also get certain offer free of charge, so that we will encourage. You can tell your friends and family members that if you require, legally everyone has to go and actually verify or validate, but also they can get some small benefits in terms of the voice and data. So that is in acknowledgement that you took that effort to come and actually validate your details. So just to say thank you to all of you, that's all. So this is what from my side, but otherwise as an industry, I think we are almost doing a similar thing and similar way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nicholas, Mugo, and Pity. There was a question around the level of compliance so far. Is there anything you guys are observing that you can be able to report in terms of compliance so far?
Yes, thanks, DG. So first of all, in terms of compliance, we have 100% or complete compliance in terms of the law. But in terms of just picking up the identification documents that we've been collecting, we have validated over 65% now and looking at being at 100% by 15th. Thank you.
For Airtel, also similar, that 100% of the customers are verified against IPRS, that too electronically. So that part is done. But what we need, as I told you, that validation of your ID, and for that you have to actually come and once you present the ID, we will take an electronic image of that. So, currently today we are around 52%. 52% fully complied. When I say fully comply, means including that IPRS verification is also there, and the copy of the a photo of the ID is also there. So we are obviously we are working 24/7 to make sure that we reach 100%, but it's a long way to go, so we need all the support from all of you. So this will be actually a good channel to pass on that message to everyone, that 15th, please go, and maybe you have to take that extra effort, but it makes sense to go and validate your details. So that's the request, because it is at the end of the day it will help everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me just say that, like my colleagues have said, we have had 100% compliance, especially on IPRS. I must say that technology evolves, and with technology evolving, requirements continue to change. As we speak right now, the government is reviewing whether the legal framework we are under suits the technological levels we are at today. And it's not just us as the operators, but the bad actors also evolve with technology. And therefore, the sense of urgency increases over time. And we're dealing with everybody. We're dealing with millions and millions of people. And so the smarter that the bad guys get, the smarter we have to get, and the legal framework has to be. So in terms of compliance as to the legal framework as it is today, we've been. But the validation exercise is to make sure that the photo IDs, the photo ID registration levels are also 100% compliance, and the idea is to get to that by the 15th of April. Our numbers are not that much different from our colleagues here in terms of compliance levels, but our target is to be at 100% by the mid of this month. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And maybe to just pick up from where the representatives of MNOs have said, you've heard all of them saying they're 100% compliant. I don't know what to say there, but the legal regime as it is now, in as much as the ID number linking it to telephone numbers or telephone lines is concerned, I think that's what they're insisting by saying that they're 100% compliant. They're able to query the number and the national ID in the IPRS database. However, the regulations require a bit more. They require that for any registration to have taken place, the MNOs have the obligation to retain full documentation for that particular registration. And this documentation is a copy of your ID or the document you use to register. Now, when you query that, in this particular process, you find that it's actually wanting. Either partial information has been provided, or in some cases, no information has been provided at all. And even in other cases, the information that has been provided only represents somebody else who took the initiative to register, who is not the person using the SIM card. So we've got more complex issues around there. So yes, 100% compliance in terms of IPRS database, but we still have to do more to get this documentation for purposes of 100% verification, to just confirm that the persons who are in the database and using that particular SIM card are the ones who claim to be. That IPRS cannot give you. So that's why you need these copies of documentation. And that's what we're working on when they're saying you have to get a picture of your ID and upload it. That picture is basically a copy, which they must have in their database. I think that needs to be very clear.